is Deb Amlen for the New York Times, and welcome back to Crosswords Live. We are here again, Sam.
We're here. We're here. We're
We're here.
trending today.
We
We're
are
trending.
now,
The CrossFit Club
I,
is trending.
from your mouth to God's ears, Sam. Uh, we are happy to be here. It's a sunny day here in New Jersey, where I am. How is it where you are, Sam?
It is also sunny here in the great city of New York. So
So it's a
happy to be
beautiful
back.
day for a crossword.
Yeah, let's play too.
Let's play too. Before we get started, though, I wanted to bring out a very special part of the Crosswords Live team. Our producer, Veronica Yurovsky, is leaving us to go to greener fields. It just appeared there. Veronica, I want to thank you so much. You are the reason we can get on the air. You're the
Oh,
person who helps maintain the stream and get us out there on Twitter and YouTube. And I really want to, Sam and I both want to really take this opportunity to thank you for everything you've done.
oh, thank you guys. Yeah, it's been a pleasure. Obviously, a big fan of the crossword, so glad to
Well,
just have you guys out there solving it for all of us.
yeah,
I miss you,
and
V.
and all of
I
us
miss you
solving
guys
it
too.
together. I
Also,
hope.
or go for it, Deb.
No, I'm sorry. I hope you'll continue to solve even after you go to the greener pastures of. Is it okay if I say where you're going?
Sure, I guess.
Oh, okay. Spotify. Ooh, they grow up so fast, Sam.
You're right.
Oh.
I also just wanted to say to you solvers that are regular spelling bee fans out there, in addition to the crossword, Veronica is also an integral part as to why spelling bee is humming as well as it is. I would not be able to do any of my editorial work without Veronica helping me out in some major crises. So shout out to
That-
V. She's
that's
been great.
That's
Thank
right.
you,
Not
thank you.
only not only is Veronica an excellent producer, but her real day job, she actually has a full-time job here at the Times, is as a back-end developer. So she's smart. She's smarter than I am.
Not smart enough to ever reach genius on spelling bee,
Oh,
but
It's all. Hey, I've never played spelling bee, so I'm not gonna
really?
pretend to be that. No, I don't get to play
I,
this in my own game.
I get, you know what? I guess that's true. You're too busy making the game. That's what we say at the New York Times. We don't have time to read the news. We're too busy making it.
exactly.
Anyway, Veronica, thank you very much.
Of
Happy
course.
trails, and I hope
Yeah,
you'll stay in touch with us.
Yeah, of course. All right, now back to
likewise.
solving, guys. I'm gonna mute
Right,
myself.
Thanks,
right.
Veronica.
He also keeps us in line, which is great because we tend to drift. But anyway, Sam, whose puzzle is this today?
This is by Jeremy Newton, big
Wow,
longtime friend of the Crossroad. I have to
blast
say
from the
we've
past.
we've published hundreds of constructors under in just the shorts era alone since 1993,
That's
and
right.
Jeremy really stands out as a constructor who comes up with some of the wilder ideas I think I've ever seen put into a crossword, and today's a great testament of that. This is a
Yeah,
tricky Thursday plus for you today, but that's
yeah.
a good thing.
I had a little bit of trouble with it, but maybe it was my own sense of spatial relationships, and we'll get into that as we
We'll
solve.
we'll
Uh,
hash out the details as we get
we're
through this thing.
we're being told that people can't hear us very well.
Oh no, am I
Yeah,
not being loud enough? That's a rarity.
that really is. No one's ever said that about me before. But hopefully that will be fixed soon.
Hmm.
Um, but in the meantime, let's get into solving. Sam, this was a very tricky puzzle that might have confused a lot of people.
Oh yeah.
Where would you start with this?
I mean, you highlight fill in the blanks and the names that you just know the other half of no matter what day of the week it is. I've got two
Okay.
of those for you, Deb, one of each. I know that I'm musicy. I know
Oh,
that Rocker Reed is going to be Lou, right?
that's right, Lou Reed.
And I also
Absolutely.
know, in nice juxtaposition, that the 1995 #1 hit for Coolio is Gangsta's
Gangsta. Gangsta's
Paradise.
Paradise. Spell it with the
So we're
A.
off to the
Jackie
races.
O agrees with that. Says
Excellent.
that's a perfectly cromulent answer early in
Woo-hoo-hoo.
the
Really
game.
off to the races here.
Jerry Allenback says we're coming through just fine, which is
Excellent.
cool.
Good.
Sid Sivakumar is with us today, who is also a big-time constructor for the New York Times. Says, huge aha moment today. I've been trying to do a similar concept, but this was perfectly done. That
Excellent. Oh,
was
that's a
really
great
nice work,
teaser.
Sid. Thank you. This is the kind of thing that I think a lot of constructors might try to do, but it's incredibly difficult. But as in the same line as your names, I knew that 10 Down was drug maker Eli Lilly.
Oh, perfect. There you go. That's
And
got to be it.
Marilyn Johnson agrees with that. She chimed in just as I was saying Eli. So Jinx, Marilyn, owe me a Coke.
This is an interesting one, Deb. Just to take a quick peek at this.
Oh.
This has to be Kristen Wiig, right?
It has to be. Well, maybe, does she spell it like the hairpiece, W-I-G?
No, it's with two eyes. So that doesn't make, so maybe there's another Kristen I'm just not remembering off the top of my head.
Formerly
Or
of
maybe there's
Saturday
something
Night
special about this one.
Live. Yeah.
I don't know. But
We'll come back
put
to
that
it.
away. We'll dog ear it in a digital crossword puzzle.
Man.
Here's a fill in the
I'm
blank.
gonna tag that under the category of confusing.
Excellent. I was thinking like blank careful, will you? Is that do be careful?
Do be careful, yes. And I almost didn't get that. I'm not quite that classy.
Oh, I don't know if I'm that way either. Somehow I could just kind of hear it in my mind. Maybe my mother cautioning me like, oh, please be careful.
Would
Don't
you
mess this up?
as you accidentally drop the Ming vase from the fireplace?
Which time?
You're right. Kevin Hart is with us, and he says that 12 down is log in or log on. Wow, that's a good.
Okay, I like that. So let's do LOG blank. And what do we do if we don't know this letter, Deb?
I'm gonna say we should try that crossing at 22
Let's
o'clock.
try that crossing. Game-ending shout. Well, that could be a bunch of things.
Yeah.
I'm hearing clanging, by the way. I don't know if that's you or me.
It's not me. I think Veronica's throwing things around. Veronica, you can mute your mic.
Excellent. So game-ending shout. 3 letters. Is not what you say at the end of the game, right? So
I don't know. I thought it might be I win, but we don't have enough letters for that.
Maybe, how about this? White noise with a question mark?
Boy. Oh, you know what? That's one of them tricky clues, Sam.
Oh, no, really? You don't say.
Well, how I can tell is because it has a question mark.
So the question was, so we shouldn't be reading this as like the literal chunk, like what's
white
noise?
No, it's not the kind of white noise that comes out of one of those little machines, like background noise. It's the kind of noise that the word white makes, or a sound that the word white.
Silent H.
Yes.
But that doesn't fit, does it?
No. You know what it does do, though? It has a long I.
That's just brutal. Whoops.
Brutal. I love that.
Longy.
You have to be a bit of a masochist to solve the puzzle on Thursdays. Here I go.
No comment.
Yeah.
How about this one? Another question mark. There are lots of question marks in this one. Traveling between the poles with a question mark. This one I think I got.
Well, you know what? While we're wondering about that, let's just look at some of the other ones that people are contributing. Krishna Sankar says 33 across is gas.
What the sun and Sunoco have in common. Parallelism. That's a Joel Faliano special. Right
there you go. Okay. And Mr. Sankar also says 53 across is MON, Mon.
Former monetary unit in Japan. It could be. I actually don't think that this is the right answer we're looking for today. But let's verify this with our crossers today.
Okay.
Let's see. What takes a toll? That's tough.
I would say a bell. It told.
Yeah, exactly. Except then that would have a terminal A there, which doesn't make sense.
Yes,
right?
and that doesn't make any sense.
Oh, here we go. Just jumping around. Branch of Islam. I mean, if it's 5 letters, that's gotta be Sunni, right?
Possibly, but there's more than one branch of Islam.
Well, what's the other one that's 5 letters? I don't know. Should I
Sure.
take it out?
I don't know unless
I'm
I'm
sorry.
wrong, but I
I
don't.
feel like being evil today. I'm gonna leave this one
Okay.
there.
Billy Ha is with us.
What's that?
Billy Ha is with us. Hi, Billy.
Welcome
He says,
back.
how many streaks broken this week?
Lots of them. I
Really?
actually don't know that. Hopefully not too many. I'm still hearing a little bit of background noise, by the way. I don't know.
Veronica,
I
could you
can't
please
see.
mute your mic?
Let's see. Oh, Deb, a foodie one. This is helpful. It can be substituted for Gouda. 4 letters.
Ooh, that is the official cheese of the New York Times crossword Edam.
The cheese that's made backwards. Am I right?
I think. Oh boy,
Just another classic.
absolutely.
We've got fall setting with the D there. We've got formal introduction with a question mark. Usually by a Thursday, when you see something like introduction or opening or closing, that means it might be like a prefix or a suffix. That just
Oh,
happens a
okay.
bunch.
That's right. So a word like starter or beginner or introduction would be a prefix that would go in front of the word formal. So formal introduction is a phrase, but we're using wordplay to tell you that the clue is actually asking you to do something different. And I think, I could be wrong, but I
Go
think
for it.
the prefix here might be semi, as in
I
semi.
like that. Whoop. There we go. And then how I like that that's paired with how prom goers typically arrive, a bit more than semi-formal.
Right.
But how do
Uh,
prom goers typically
Probably
arrive?
like the arc, in twos.
Ooh,
That's
nice. I was thinking in a limo, but that's not going to work. Nice one. So here's another
I,
interesting thing. What's that?
okay. We have some guesses if you
Oh,
don't mind.
yeah, please jump in with the
Reverend
guesses. I'll come
Mike
back to this.
Cohn says at 54 across, the breakup plot is dig.
It could be dig, but we've got a U there. So,
Yeah,
let's get rid of this, but maybe we should check some crossers on dig too. That's right in the
sure,
ballpark.
sure.
Well, that's just odd. Isn't that
Yeah,
odd?
it is odd. Now, Kevin Hart says 41 across is emo. The official
Angst
rock,
ridden and moody. You know what?
the official rock genre of the New York Times crossword.
Exactly. I was actually going to say, you want a fun fact for today, listeners, solvers, viewers? Emo, I believe, has shown up just 7 times in the past month alone in crosswords. Somehow, it's just a very
Wow.
helpful answer to constructors with that vowel consonant combo. It's
Wow.
hard to come up with new clues for that.
Bruce Giordano agrees with semi.
Okay.
Let's see, where else can we go? Let's try some of the short ones next to semi. What about 28 down?
Okay, so we're back to the fall setting. Blank D, blank N. Maybe
Ah,
we have enough
okay.
letters now.
I know what this is.
Do tell.
Foliage,
Oh,
right? Am I right? Did I win anything?
well, you didn't shout the game-ending shout, so I'm not
Oh,
sure that you win.
uh,
But I'm gonna go with Eden here, like
oh, that kind of
Polygenesis.
fall.
That kind of fall, indeed.
Oh, okay.
Thankfully, the letter pattern helped
I
us
was
do that
thinking
one.
seasonal fall, but apparently not. Apparently, we're talking of the fall of Adam and Eve.
Indeed.
So Prep Track is with us and he says that 45 across is Otis.
Bluesy Reading, yes.
Yes,
That's one. It's just like I can't believe I didn't
like
see that
Lou
earlier.
Reed.
Thank goodness. That helps. Yep. Exactly.
Jerry
Digging to
Allenback has a couple of things in here, but I'm not quite sure where they are. So Jerry, if you can find the numbers for us, we would appreciate that. Sid says, new clue for you, Sam. Finding N blank 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 Pixar film for emo.
Oh, excellent! We got to do. I'll have to look back for a puns and anagrams clip. But
There you
brilliant.
go.
We need as many new clues as we can, right? I'm just looking at one of the longer ones here. Start working
Ah.
more energetically.
Well, I would probably say that would start with the word get. Get revved or get something.
Get in a groove. Get on the horse.
Yeah. Well,
Neither of these things.
get
That's okay.
on it.
Get in.
I don't know.
Oh.
Oh, so Jerry says that 38 across is mare.
Yes, I like
Look
that.
how
Where the
we're the
French
French.
take,
Yes.
there's French language in the clue, and that's one of our foreign language clues, as we say. That means that the answer is also going to be in French because we're
That's right.
mentioning this. We're trying to steer you in
Right.
the direction. So that's
Sam
French
doesn't want to
proceed.
say it because he's afraid he won't pronounce it correctly, but locale where the French may take des vacances.
Oh, thank you, Deb.
You're welcome.
That helps a ton. How about
Marilyn
rend?
shouting, Marilyn Johnson is shouting at us. She's saying, get in gear.
Ah, right on the tip of my tongue.
Oh,
Thank you, thank you,
thank
thank you,
you,
man.
Marilyn.
Welcome back, of
We
course.
won't take that personally.
Get in gear. I feel like I hear that one a lot, but as a command rather than like, come on, get in gear already. Focus. You need to
All
review
right.
puzzles
Well,
today.
we're
All right,
doing
Joel, fine.
pretty well so far, but we haven't run into anything theme-like, even vaguely
So
theme-like.
this is interesting, Dev. I just want to
Yeah.
go to 39 across without letting
Go ahead.
anything out of the bag. We can hash this out later.
Ah,
Symbol formed by 4 crossings in this puzzle.
they're
I
not
think this
kidding.
relates to the theme.
I think it is. I think it's a form of a revealer, and we know it's a symbol.
Okay.
Is it this kind of symbol?
I can't see what that kind of symbol. Oh, unless you're just going for the the symbol sound. Fair enough.
No,
Yeah.
I think that's
Yes.
spelled a little
I,
differently.
I would say that should accompany a rim shot, if you will. Uh, by 4 crossings in this puzzle.
We don't quite have enough for that yet, but Bruce Giordano says one down is alas, which is nice.
Have to. At least we're not ending on a sour note. We're beginning on a bad.
Yes, thank
That's
goodness.
life, I guess. Alas.
And can I just say that one across was one of the meanest clues I have ever seen in my life.
So
I
that
don't
was
know
all
how-
Jeremy too.
I gotta tell you, I had ale for the longest time here because the clue is product that's available on tap. And what's on tap but ale?
Ale. We need a new clue for ale more than ever these days, just like emo.
Yes, and but we do have that question mark there. So this is kind of tricky because it's not really in the language. The answer happens to be app, APP, because product that's available if you tap on it, like on your phone. So we would normally say product that's available when tapped, but that's not half as much fun as product that's available on tap. And so that's how they came up with that clue.
Your reaction, Deb, is
Yes.
precisely what we're looking for. So thank you for that.
Awesome. What you didn't see the hair being pulled out, but you know that was awesome. But I like being fooled. I'm one of those people. I don't get frustrated when when I get things wrong like that. I look at that and I just admire
the divot is so deep in your head, right?
Came up with that.
So now, Deb, without further ado, I have to ask something that I find myself asking myself pretty often, but it's especially apt for a live solve. What are we doing right now? What am I doing right now? What are we doing?
We're chatting.
We're chatting. We're bantering. Yeah. We're hoping our readers don't find us insufferable. But what are we doing right now?
Well, Bruce Giordano's pretty fed up with us. He says we're solving.
All right. Well, actually, I guess we weren't solving in the moment. We were being annoying. But now that we have put that answer in, we have solved that answer. How meta is that? I mean,
that's very meta. And Bruce also says that 2 down would be polo.
Thank goodness. I was never going to figure out water blank until those letters popped in.
And Marilyn's got it. She says it's pull apart.
It's pull apart. Rend. You know what? I associate pull apart. Like, I feel like rend has like a negative context, whereas pull apart somehow like just makes me hungry. Like I'm thinking of like pulled
pork. Pork or chicken, right?
Like I'm just gonna pull this apart.
Shredded pork sandwich, right?
Whereas rend is like heart rending.
Yes, or you know, if you're physically rent, that's pretty much it for you. Yeah. A lot of people are agreeing on solving. Kevin Hart says 21 across is new.
I like when a lot of people agree on solving, especially when usually there's only one correct answer. So I'm hopeful we're in agreement.
Well, you know what? I think that's what makes the puzzle community so great, Sam. It's people who agree on stuff and just can work together.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So new is good. How about that W? That's not the most common letter. Barely made it.
Phew.
Whew. All right,
Phew.
that's it.
Yeah.
And that gives us dwells, fixates on.
Right. Fixates on if you dwell on something. And then 16 across is a fun thing. Hey, check that out. Oh, look.
Oh, look. That's
Yeah.
an answer us editors, we give like a check mark next to it. We're just like, this
Oh,
is a fun bonus for solvers to find in addition for the theme. Oh, look. How often does that show up in a crossword? That's
Kathy
cool.
O says 22 across is gin.
Oh, it's gin. Huh.
Oh,
I know this a little bit better than a
gin.
game
Yeah,
ending shot
gin. Yeah,
myself.
except Kathy has a martini icon next to it, which I vastly prefer.
So then we've got traveling between the poles. You know what? I thought this had something to do with
Oh,
skiing,
skiing.
but
Now, I don't remember. Does that have one eye or two?
well, that should have two eyes because Skiing. Well, let's put in the
Right.
G there, but I'm
Huh.
confused because well, let's check. Like even if you put two eyes here, even if it's like a
Oh,
rebus or
well,
something,
that's a great help. Translation of the Latin phrase ceteris paribus. Who doesn't know that, Sam?
all something beings. Well, what's a phrase that goes all being? Mm, you know what I mean? Like maybe we can piece it
Oh,
together that way.
all things being equal.
So I
Huh.
like that, but how this doesn't make a lick of sense.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. You know what? Every now and then we have a big goof under Will Shortz's editorship with like a tweet.
I think we need to write a sternly worded letter. I
We
really
have
do.
to. I'm down to compose this. I'll pull up a Google Doc. We can
Yeah.
figure out. I'll pass it along to Will. I'd say I'd hand deliver it to him.
Yeah,
Probably not in these times.
you really goofed this time, Shorts. Sorry.
All things being, but crossing. So it's an equal sign in one direction, and then
Oh,
I in the other direction, and it makes no sense. I'm just gonna leave it blank for now. Is that
oh,
okay?
oh, oh, oh.
Yes, Deb. Yes, Deb.
Kathy O is sitting here going, Rebus, Rebus.
So yeah, there has to be
I,
some kind of rebus, right? But
I think I know what's happening.
what's happening?
I think that you could probably put in the equal sign there, all things being equal, and make it a symbol because we are looking for a symbol, as 39 across says.
So,
Marilyn Johnson agrees it's an equal sign. So let me ask you a question. If I tilt my head like this all the way, does that make skiing
I think so. I
cromulent?
think we're just maybe. How about this? Probably an unorthodox thing to do on a live stream. If I pick up my laptop
Yeah,
and then physically rotate it 90 degrees,
that will do absolutely
then
nothing.
that fixes it. Well, that fixes it for me. So I
Right,
can read it better.
but doesn't the picture adjust?
No, it does not. But that's okay.
Oh,
Maybe our developers should work on that.
I think so.
Come on, Veronica.
The Kathy, I was like the face. I must have made some face. Marilyn Johnson says, "I'm guessing it's an equal sign." You are right, Marilyn. Prep Track says this is tricky with an interesting symbol before it.
Hey, wait.
Yeah.
Deb, I was just gonna say, remember when we thought that it absolutely had to be Kristen Wiig, and Wiig is spelled with two I's? So is this something
Put
like
a couple of eyes in there. Oh, well, okay. So let's see what the clue for 27 across is.
so here, a little history lesson, right?
Remember
Unconstitutional and
that.
bound
I
to be Board
remember
of
learning
Education.
that in school. That's separate but equal. And Rev Mike Cohn says separate but equal gives you the equal for WII jig twofer, 27 across. And
Yeah.
everybody's weighing in. Now, interesting question. Krishna Sankar asks, why not a pound?
Whoa. Well, how
pound
about this?
An octothorpe.
Oh,
That's a
shark.
fancy word.
What's another name?
Words too. So I thought originally that the equal sign stood in for the two eyes if you do this, and but apparently there's more to it than that.
There's more to it. Jeremy, this is already diabolical. You came up with another layer to this? Jeremy makes mean multi-layered puzzles. I'm excited.
Now, here's where I get confused.
Okay.
If you're reading the down answers, shouldn't the two I's be on top of each other, like WIIG?
Perhaps, I mean, if you enter it in a rebus, like, you'd
Yeah.
think, if anything, that they're vertical and just parallel, like a number 11, you know?
Okay. Okay. Well,
But
we've seen different though. We've seen much harder ones where you have two different rebuses in the square going on at the same time.
so maybe that's it, though. But, oh, wait, Deb. You said that a solver brought up that this could be like a pound sign.
They're
Well, what's a
asking why
pound?
not just put in a pound sign?
So I'm just curious, why? Let's take a
Well,
closer look at these symbols.
hey, look at that.
We've got two horizontal bars representing an equal sign
Right?
and two vertical bars representing two eyes that come together as your, what is it? What do I'm a millennial, so I know
You
this
have
as a
to
better name than an
bring it home,
octothorpe.
Sam.
What's that?
Bring it home.
That's a hashtag, Deb. Come on. There's no other
Damn.
name for it.
That is so clever. So we've got all things being equal at 17 across, and at that end slot going at 13 down, we have skiing. And if you take the equal sign and the two eyes and superimpose them, you get what is called sometimes called a pound sign, what is sometimes called an octothorpe, but in this millennial puzzle is being called a hashtag.
Woo! Jeremy,
Woo!
what the heck, man? Like,
Yeah.
this is. Let's keep going. I'm excited. There have to be more.
Kathy Odahan's mind had just exploded. Krishna Sankar's says hashtag mind blown.
Well, that's so perfect. Seeing as 34 across is gourd, everybody's getting their noggins exploded into chunks.
That's right. Right. And because gourd is a slang term for your head.
Exactly.
And so noggin, slang term in the clue, slang term in the answer.
Boom, you got it. So let's keep. So we think that there's going to be equal signs going across.
And
so let's check a look. Let's check a look. Take a look at 46 across. Fair,
but
for
everybody. Well, so far we've had an equal sign at the end. Do you think it could be? Oh, wait a minute. That would make 37 down nosy, which is not right.
Long time no see. That's what you say in like Hawaii, maybe?
Nose eye is what I was envisioning.
Oh, okay. So it's a scientific plural.
Yes.
Like radii.
Right.
No, that's just gonna be nosy. So
okay.
That's not what we're looking for. But how about what's
me.
this? Just
I'm
me?
in.
Is I'm in?
Yeah.
Is it equal at the beginning here then?
Well, you know, I've done a few puzzles in my time, Sam.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I would say sometimes the constructor will put a couple of theme entries at the end of the entry and a couple of theme entries where the revealer is at the beginning.
Oh, you don't say. So what should we do?
I would say.
What should we do if we want to confirm this is an equal sign going across, or that the symbol?
Well, I would solve 43 down.
Okay, let's do that. Some Nintendo consoles. Well,
I know this. Even I know this one. This is Wii's, WIIS.
Wii!
But, you know, it's like this.
So there you go. So we've confirmed it because we've got our two eyes going down, the vertical bars of the hashtag, and then
now,
going across.
What is 39 down? And shout out to Valeria Silvestri, who's apologizing for being late, but is here.
Please, fashionably late. Join us. We had the answer fashionably late in a crossword this year, actually.
Oh, yeah.
We have playful suffix with any, so it's playful. It's anywho.
I like that. So we've got equal O. Oh, fair for everybody. I think that's equal opportunity.
Equal opportunity.
Right.
Excellent. That gives us a gasp, audibly floored. Yes.
Okay.
Sure. If you say so. I don't use that word every day, but I don't know. If S's were allowed in spelling bee, I would allow this in spelling bee.
Exactly.
I think I like
Gary Allen Allenbeck agrees with equal opportunity. Dell says who, which
Whew.
is 39 down.
I like that we've got woo and we've got who.
Phew and
Woo.
boo.
Whew.
Yeah. Now this see-through top at
Uh-huh.
25 down had I wanted it to be negligee at first, but apparently not.
Well, that's gonna be our. Is it a Grateful Dead backed? Is it your Lesh top for Phil Lesh?
Uh,
Is
well,
it
he was up for see-through garments, but
okay?
okay.
So then maybe
I
it was.
think
Is it Resh like the Hebrew letter? Am I right on
maybe
that?
maybe it only happens once in a while, and it's a sesh.
Oh, it's a sesh top. Maybe
Something you
there's a
only wear,
rebus too. We've got our woo and we've got our whoo. This might be
right?
like a sheesh top or something like that.
Marilyn Johnson's had it with both of us and says it's mesh top.
Okay, thank you. I could have gone that. I maybe it's a giant rebus. It's a Gilgamesh top.
Right? Oh God!
Worn by Enkidu.
Right?
Um, that's enough. I'll stop.
Yes. An affront is a snub. And what is that SMU? Oh, a Dallas
SMU is the
school.
Dallas School.
Okay.
Abbreviation in the clue. Abbreviation in the answer. Southern Methodist.
A lot of people are agreeing with mesh top and
Excellent.
expert. Could that be an ace? Somebody
I
who
like
aces
that.
things?
I like that. If
Yeah.
you're getting your meals delivered during these pandemic times, it might be a HelloFresh top.
Oh,
Um,
yes.
more, more pallid. We've got the
Ah,
ER.
I'm not crazy about this clue and word pairing because I see it as meaning something else, but the answer is ashier.
Is ashier. I hear
Yeah.
that. How about a
Oh,
band of ore? It's a heavy
oh,
metal band.
I used to love them. I had all their albums.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Did you get their remastered greatest hits album that dropped
The
just a
one,
few years ago?
the one called Scene.
Oh, I like that. It was.
Yeah,
I
that was their best.
thought that one was more underground.
Yeah.
Um, sorry.
That's all
Seen
right.
enough clues for ore to just have
There's a
these at the
reason.
forefront.
There's a reason why this comes out of wordplay.
So band of ore. That's going to be
That's
steam,
gotta be
isn't it?
true. Yeah, and Kevin Hart and Rev Mike Cohn are all both saying "OMG." Oh my God!
The wowie to Gen Z. You know what, Deb? I'm not actually Gen Z, in case you thought I was. I'm at the very
Oh,
tail end of Gen Y.
are you
Um,
really? Okay.
apparently, I just kind of claim both as I see fit. Like whichever one's got the negative context, I'm like, oh
Right.
no,
Oh no,
those
I'm not
people.
part of that. Right.
I'm not. I'm no part. I'm right on the border.
I think that's the
I
best way
came
to
out
do
when
it.
Gangsta's Paradise came out.
That's
Um,
right. And now the ship guarded by Hera was the Argo.
the
I
Argo.
found was a little tough for people. Check within. They weren't quite sure why the word check was being used, but if you rein somebody in, you're checking or stopping them from doing something.
Exactly. That's a really tough one until you kind of have the answer there. But hey,
Right.
it's a Thursday puzzle for you.
Absolutely. And Valeria and Dell both agree with Argo.
Excellent.
But now we look at this. We just have that bottom third to answer. We're almost
Okay.
done.
Well, let's. What? Like, I'm just checking out some of the longer ones first. Just the
Yeah.
text. Growing old.
Ooh,
T blank R tired something. I don't know.
you're tired. Speak for
What
yourself.
about? Oh, what about this? This is cute. Thank you for waiting. That's not in quotes. So this isn't an expression that means, hey, thanks for waiting. This
Oh,
is a literal thank you for waiting a table.
oh, that would have to be a tip. I mean, hopefully people tip their servers
I,
well.
I was going to say, I think it's a little bit more than a thank you at this point, but we
I,
won't need to dive
I
into that.
hope so because they are going through a lot with COVID, and I've
Indeed.
been a server. It's not an easy job. Uh,
Amen.
somebody I said shouted out unapt before, and
Okay, excellent.
so I think it was Dell. And let's see. So you might be right. You might be on the right track with growing old, tiring of.
Tiring of growing old. Well, I think if you're tiring of something, you're finding it to have grown old.
Ah,
But
okay.
just a subtle, but I mean, we're clearly in the ballpark here. Let's check some more crossers.
All
We
right.
still aren't sure about MON, M-O-N
Yeah.
here, so let's check it. November 11th. That's
Uh,
next week. Who's being honored next week?
the veterans of our country.
and there's a subtle abbreviation in the clue that should give us just a slight hint.
Oh, so we have to abbreviate something.
We have to abbreviate something.
Part of
You
it.
know what, Deb? This
Yeah.
is going to be, and still a great guess for the currency unit. This
Hmm.
is going to be US vets to
Ah,
indicate the shortening there with the nov. Tough answer.
now
First time it's ever appeared in a puzzle.
it's terrific, and I'd like to thank our vets for their service. I would like to bring up something that has come up quite a bit on Wordplay today.
Oh yeah.
There was some disagreement about the clue because November 11th is also a day to honor vets in many other countries. And so
Hmm.
the fact that the answer was US vets hit people a little hard,
I
but
see.
we have a lot of international solvers. But, the way, and I agree with them, but I will say that from my understanding about the way clues are written, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, Sam,
Uh-huh.
just because they say US vets are November 11 honorees does not mean that they are the only November honorees. They are a subset of many November 11th honorees, but it's okay. Like if the clue had said the only November 11 honorees, then that might not be correct.
Yeah, it's that you nailed it, Deb. It's a very fine point in crosswords because at the end of the day, we won't don't want to, say, hey, these are how crossword clues are written. That's too bad.
Yeah,
But that's I'd say, generally speaking, there's an implied like, you know, and or some in most crossword clues.
right. Now, a lot of
Like
people miss that.
yeah. So it's definitely something to think about there, right? Because you don't want to read the clue wrong and get a sour taste in your mouth. So
No, no, and
yeah.
it's not meant that way anyway. The editors are not looking to
No.
exclude or upset anybody. They
Not
really do
at
want
all.
you to have fun.
It's the whole point of the crossword, especially
That's
these
right.
days. Honestly, let's be
Uh,
real.
Dell says 52 is ape.
52 is
52
ape.
across.
Copy is ape, so that's
Yeah,
a verb, or I guess I could be a noun.
good. Kevin Hart says 58 down is avid.
Voracious. I love that word.
Yeah, that's a great word. So is avid.
Yeah,
And
honestly.
what were we? 3/4 of the way done?
We are 3/4 of the way done, and I just figured out 40 down, Deb. What was
What is
throwing
it?
us about growing old is that here I was thinking of it as a verb phrase, but growing old could also be an adjective phrase as a substitute for tiresome. Like this
Ah,
is just
okay.
growing old. It's tiresome.
That's kind of what I was getting at, but I was completely wrong. So,
Oh, I mean, hey, we take many a wrong guess before we
yeah,
get to the right answers. And
and
right,
that
you have
was
to
fine.
take guesses.
Bruce Giordano and Marilyn Johnson both have 57 across. They say that it's savages.
Savages. You know what I like about this answer is that if you switch the vowels, you get save gas, which is something you
Oh,
might do to avoid guzzling
I
gas.
can't. Yeah, you see that stuff so quickly. It's amazing.
I look at many, many puzzle grids in a given day.
Right. And start to hallucinate.
Yup, that too.
So Dell says that 60 down is stew.
Take a look. Worry
Oh,
is stew. Ooh, I could see that.
yeah.
That's tough. Woo.
Especially, let's see if the crossers agree.
Yeah, unpracticed. R blank W.
Well, you could be raw
So that's
if
raw,
you're
like a raw
unpracticed.
recruit, raw talent.
I'm for it.
I'm
I
for it. Yeah, let's do
Aye.
it.
All
Woo!
right. Now, Rev Mike Cohn is going to be very excited for this one because it's his favorite Enya album.
Shepherd Moons, huh? And see, I couldn't have even told
Yeah,
you it was an album. But hey, now you know. That's
right.
Enya, one of our favorite singers in Crossworld because her vowels and
Oh,
consonants are just delightful to every
right.
constructor out there. Thank you, Enya,
Her,
for existing.
Enya and Yoko Ono.
Oh, exactly. But both first and last name.
Exactly. Jerry Allenbach says 45 down is 1 a.m. takes a toll.
Oh, goodness. Like a
1
single
a.m.
toll in the grandfather clock.
And it
Um,
seems that the currency, the old Japanese currency, is the sen
it's the
in this
cent. And
puzzle.
that can be a today you learned. That can
Yeah,
also be an, oh, I knew that, was able to throw it in. And either way, it's fair game for a Thursday. I'm fairly cross besides.
Exactly.
So
Now,
let's see an answer.
Dell is positing that 61 across is a protest movement, which honestly I think is terrific and a great guess. What we have to keep in mind, though, is that that's a theme entry.
That
It's one
is
of the
a theme
longest.
answer.
It's one of the longest entries in the puzzle, and all the other theme entries are there, so it would be symmetrical. Excuse me. And from what we've seen, we have 2 theme entries with the hashtag at the end, and we have one toward the bottom where we have it at the beginning. So by process of elimination, this last theme entry has to start with another hashtag.
Which gives us, for a very evil trap earlier,
Yes.
the branch of Islam is not. By the way, this is a great example of we're saying this isn't the only branch of Islam. You know, it's
Right.
one of the branches of Islam. This is it? I can't remember what the answer actually was. It's Shi'ism, right? Because Shiite is
Yes.
the demonym.
Right.
So there we go.
We have an equal, people are guessing, equal rights movement. Bruce Giordano, Billy Ha, Jerry Allenbach, probably some other people, Kevin Hart. And so we now have all of our theme answers, and we have our revealer.
Does that mean we're done? Are we done? Did we finish?
No,
we
we're not. Yeah, first of all, we're not done because we haven't finished the puzzle. We have to bring that home. Secondly, we are not done until we have thanked our viewers.
Okay, all right, fine.
Sorry. Every Thursday to do this with us. Let's bring it home, and then we are going to thank them.
Okay, excellent. Ready? So we've got woo, and we've got who, and now we've got how fun is woo. Very talky puzzle.
Sorry.
That honestly, it could have been here. It happens to be today, but maybe I should have waited for.
That's how I'm feeling. Kathy Odahan says 67 across is Mad Men.
Let's see, drama that's credited with boosting sales of Lucky Strike cigarettes. That's a fun clue. It doesn't have to be punny to get your attention, you know?
No, not at all. And side of a square, say.
Ooh, a little tricky. What can square mean as a noun here? Because it is a square.
Well, it could be the shape.
It could be the shape.
It could be a square number.
It could be a square number. I'm thinking, so where do we, like, I'm thinking like the town square, you know? Like a square in a map.
Could it be the sidewalk?
It could be, but let's walk a little bit. Let's walk next to the curb to figure this out a little.
Thank you for humoring me, Sam. Let's see. I don't know.
We've got our vital vessel in the meantime. At 50 down.
I'm forgetting my. Looks like Latin. If I forget. Kevin Hart just helped me out. It's aorta.
That's the one.
Thank you for
aorta.
Smart, Kevin.
And then we've got odd. Blank, blank, I, blank, D.
Well, can we see what 49 across is?
Let's do it. They might. Oh, womp womp. This
one. I love this one. Okay, so you might. This is particularly timely, but if you are on the board of directors or in any kind of a board, there might be divisions and disagreements, you know, and stuff. But in this puzzle, where we are going to be hit up with a lot of wordplay, they, meaning plural, might create divisions in the board, is referring to a wooden board, and the answer is saws.
There you go, everybody. Hilarity ensues. It's a real standout. Honestly.
Now, Valeria is struggling with the theme, so we're going to explain it for very briefly. What we have here are common phrases that have the word equal in them. So, for example, 17 across, the answer is all things being equal. If you use the crosser, if you look at the crosser going down, the answer is skiing, which means that it would have 2 eyes. Now, if you superimpose them on each other, Valeria, you get what is called a pound sign, or in
An
this
octothorpe.
an octothorpe, thank you. And at 39 across, the revealer is hashtag, which people use for tagging online. So the answer is that that square, the last or the first square in the theme entries, are both the answer equal and a double I, and that makes the hashtag. Okay,
Pretty
good.
crazy, huh? How
There
do
you
these
go.
constructors even think of these?
I don't
I mean,
know. Now,
that's
Billy
ridiculous.
Ha has Jerry Allenbeck says weird 51. Um,
Yeah, because it is
64
weird.
across is street.
What's that? Okay, what is
Billy
street?
Ha says 64 across is street, like a public square.
That's the one. So we
And
had weird
Jerry,
51 down.
yep. Well, hold on. Jerry Allenbeck says 55 across is way. And oh, this is not it. Like, this is a way cool puzzle, he says.
Yes, exactly. Way cool.
Now we have these two last squares to fill in at the bottom. Pride is to lions as something is to emus. Now,
this should be a gimme for you. They work on wordplay.
They do work for wordplay. Now, for people who are confused as to why there are so many emus in the puzzles, a long time ago, I used to get blamed for pretty much everything that went wrong with the puzzle because I was the public face of the puzzle on social media and on wordplay. So to make a very long story short, in order to not have to take all the heat for things that I didn't even make go wrong, I invented a flock of emus that worked for the New York Times that were there to fix things and sometimes would break things and answer customer service email. And now, given the advances we've had in technology, they are mostly retired and live in a nest in our legal department.
Now, I'm confused because you said a flock of emus, but I think the more correct term we're looking for here, Deb, is a mob.
Look at
emus.
that. And Dell agrees. And look at that. We have solved a really hard puzzle in about 45 minutes.
This one absolutely gnashed its teeth, but it was no match for us.
That's right. And no match for our viewers, which is even more important.
Exactly.
Because we are all very, very, very smart. And when we solve together, we can rock this.
We can. You want me to go over this one more time? Because I know this
Go ahead.
is confusing.
Yeah, please explain the theme one more time. This was the tricky one.
It's a really tricky one. For context, we've never seen anything like this before on the editorial side. It's crazy how Jeremy Newton, today's constructor, was able to come up with the idea that you can take a symbol for a hashtag and break it up into an equal sign or two eyes.
Now, you did not need, I'm sorry to jump in here, you did not need the rebus key, Sam?
You did not. You could have just solved and entered them as two eyes if you had wanted to. Or you could have just solved as equal signs. But we accept the hashtag, and we hope you put in hashtag since we said it's formed by 4 crossings in this puzzle. But if not, we accepted a whole bunch of possibilities today. So if you have any questions about your streak, you entered something, you really think it should be counted, and for some reason it's not working. Yeah, don't write. You can write nytgames@nytimes.com.
That's right.
One of our customer service reps will honestly just be able to restore you.
Absolutely. And that goes for just about anything that goes wrong with the puzzle or any of our games.
Because Deb didn't do it.
I did not do it. That's on my business card. I didn't do it.
Exactly.
So very seriously, if you have a technical issue or you see something in the puzzle that you don't agree with or whatever, please write to nytimesgames@nytimes.com. They are the people who can help you. If you put the comment on wordplay, we're happy to chat about it with you, but we cannot fix anything.
I believe it's NYT Games, just to jump.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I think it's NYT Games at nytimes.com.
Don't listen
to check that just to be sure. No. I just don't want to lead our solvers astray.
Yeah, and I totally want to do that. So anyway, but this was an amazing puzzle. We haven't seen Jeremy for a long time, and he really came back with a bang.
He had that Chadwick Boseman puzzle a few Tuesdays ago after his passing.
Yeah.
But other than that, yeah, it's been years. We got the equal sign going across, all things being equal, crossing double I, which is skiing, to
Yeah.
make that hashtag looking shape. Separate but equal, overturned by Brown v. Board, Kristen Wiig. We've got Wheeze by Nintendo, WIIS,
Right.
crossing that equal sign and equal opportunity, and then not Sunni but Shiism crossing equal rights movement there at the
Right.
61 across
And
route.
they
I mean,
are
it's crazy.
superimposed.
Yeah, exactly. It's as if you're writing them on top of each other to make that hashtag sign.
Expect anything.
Exactly.
That's
My
my
favorite
motto.
row of this puzzle, by the way, is solving new gin. I think you can make a nice sentence out of that. I'd love
I
to
think
solve some
so.
new gin.
Exactly. I wouldn't mind solving some old gin either.
I worry about the pairing of Edam and gas for
Oh yeah.
anybody else's noggin.
And
Um,
and noggin there.
yeah,
But
exactly.
yeah, I like reading them. I like reading them across too. Billy, hi. Everybody's very impressed. It's a brilliant theme. Jeremy Newton, I don't know if you're watching, but everybody's enjoyed your puzzle very much today. We want to thank you for that. And we also want to thank our solvers. We know that, you have other things on your mind, and we know that you have busy lives, but we are so grateful that you tune in and come and solve with us, because I think it's a nice break. I think, if you take half an hour, and you just sort of breathe a sigh of relief and focus on something else, it's good for your health. It's good for your
Amen to
mental
that.
health. It's really good for your stress levels. So once again, thank you so much for coming to solve with us. Sam, do we have anything else that we want to say?
One last thing I want to say is just one last time a big thank you to Veronica Yurovsky for working with us
Yes,
on this too.
absolutely. Thank
Awesome.
you, Veronica. We wish you
Round of
well.
applause.
Spotify is lucky to have you, and we will be continuing. We have a
Yeah.
great new producer coming up, and he's being trained right now. But thank you very much for all your hard work.
Mhm.
Yes, Valeria, this was a lot of fun. We wish you guys a happy Thursday. This is Deb Amlen and Sam Ezersky for the New York Times, wishing you a good rest of the week.
Have a good one, everybody.